Welcome to our Divine Origin Forum. Tonight's topic is Access Heaven. Please remain muted as we start with an opening prayer. We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels, and ascended masters to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. We thank you for answering the call from on high to attend the forum. Please let us join our hearts and mind in preparation to receive the blessings offered. We ask you to please release your day from your mind and center yourself. Breathe in deeply and release. Breathe in deeply and release. Take one last deep breath in and release. Relax the tension in your body and your mind. Now bring your full attention to the forum. Be fully present in order to receive and fully retain the discourse gifts. And if we could start with our quote.
So the monad, it's pure consciousness itself. Before anything happened, before the first words in the Bible were written about the light and the sound and the word that created, it was all before that. It was the silence before that, pure consciousness. Thank you.
Barbara, if you could please start your discourse.
Okay. Tonight's topic is Access Heaven. And I can tell you that I did practice that for many, many years. It comes to the point, though, once you've really conditioned yourself to quiet yourself, to do certain steps to bring yourself to center. That's what I always talk about, coming to center, because that's really what you're doing with this. And what is at the center of our body, basically? It's the heart chakra. And also just sitting quietly, thinking about nothing is quite the task to train ourselves to do that. It's one of those things where the minute you really get into this quiet place, you think about, oh, I have to write a note for myself to remember to do this. I have to, oh my goodness, I have to call somebody today. I better write that down. And you keep distracting yourself. And it's very annoying. And sometimes you just give it up. And that's the point of this video. You don't have to do it tonight. You don't have to do anything he says. What is the whole essence of this video is to help you to understand going into this quiet place is how you connect on the deepest levels with the divinity that you are. Okay? As time goes on, you're really going to get the hang of it. I don't know how many of you have been able or give yourself the time to sit in that silence and not think about anything. But as I practiced it, I actually would go into it, let's say at 11 in the morning, and at 3 o'clock, I'd come out of it completely and utterly having no idea that much time had passed. That doesn't mean it'll happen every time, but it will happen. And in that time, you don't age. Your body doesn't age. You are caught in between time, and you are resting in a place so holy and so sacred. Nothing happens that you're aware of. But when you come out of it, it feels like you've been renewed. It was happening on a regular basis to me, to the point where nothing was getting done because I was gone so much. And I loved it. I didn't feel any pain of the body. I didn't think about anything of responsibilities that I had to do. I took a sabbatical, is what I would tell myself. And then I was just doing this for a very short time, like usual again. And every once in a while, I would have that experience. Welcome, Janice. Janice is back. Her class is over. Nice to see you, dear. And so I highly suggest, for your sake, to practice this incredibly beautiful experience. And if you actually go into it in the way that I described, using the technique at first, you won't need it anymore because you'll be so tuned to going inside. You shut down your brain. You know how to do it. You'll be able to do it. You just have to really make it a clear decision and speak with authority that you will not allow that to happen to you. And let yourself go into this beautiful place. It's holy and sacred. It's peace that you really need in this crazy world that's spinning around you 100,000 miles an hour. And you will find yourself a different person. Now, the description of what happens, it's a natural phenomena for you to start witnessing your life, experiencing your life, and living your life in a whole different way. When you're looking through the eyes of love, that place inside you that is pure and untouched by opinions and attitudes and knowing you're knowing the answers to everything. Beyond all of that is a peace that is all encompassing. You literally start healing yourself through this state of love that you bring into your world. Now, a lot of you are seeing synchronicities. You are seeing things coming together like a puzzle, just all fitting together, everything happening in a way, not all the time, but there are times when you are. And what you do is you keep being in a state of gratitude every single time you see something going as smooth as silk, as I say. You're going to find yourself doing this automatically. You'll live in a state of gratitude. And gratitude is the most beautiful place to live because the universe responds to it. It's very godly, so to speak. And the universe will respond to that gratitude by bringing more beautiful things that please you and bring you such joy that your life transforms itself. Does it mean you never have anything happen? Absolutely not. Because you need to constantly be testing yourself to see where you really stand. Are you going to lose it when something comes up? Or are you going to handle it with wisdom? Wisdom only is acquired through experience and learning and being out there, taking what you've learned and applying it in life. And the results of that become wisdom. Sometimes we need tough love. Sometimes we need to be knocked on our butts. Sometimes we need a gentle hand. Everything is planned out perfectly by your higher self to accomplish what you came in to fulfill. Some of us are in a life with lots and lots of karmic returns where we decided that's it. I'm paying off all my debts. I'm working out everything that I put out there that was misusing energy. That's all it is. It's not about money or anything like that. It's all about the misuse of energy. And that energy, once we cleanse or heal or pay off the debt, so to speak, what happens is that energy is transformed back into pure light and returns to you in a way that you can use it now for the right purposes. You learned your lesson. You're not going to do it again. And if you do while you're being tested, then that energy again has to be cleansed. And that's the process that we have it come back to us, and we have to work it through until we get it to the point where we go, I am not going there anymore. I've got it. And I don't want to be there anymore. I don't want to be hurt anymore because I hurt. You see, when I do something like that and send it out from myself, then it comes back to the sender. It's a magnetic experience. So anything that happens to us, don't be blaming anybody. It's only coming back to the sender. So it seems like we're victims, but we're only so-called victims of our own actions, words, and belief system. That's it. That's what your divine law is until you make it divine, where it's all based on love. Love is of many folds to it. It isn't like walking around in La La Land and just loving everybody as they beat you up, or they steal everything from you, or they take your car and smash it because you let them borrow it. That's not what I'm talking about. You don't become a doormat. You don't give away yourself. You are stronger than you ever were before. You can say what you need to say to the person you need to say it, not to 400 other people, and not get to the person you need to say it to. There are some of you here that have used your power very well to use it with righteousness, as I say. You did it because it was the moment to do it. It was the person you needed to say it to, and you did your job. That's what you had on your plate that day. It's quite remarkable how we chose the personality, perfect personality, to pull it off for what we came in to do. And there were other lifetimes when we couldn't have done the same thing to save our life. We just didn't have it in us. It wasn't the personality that was going to do that. And it wasn't necessary in that lifetime. All of you that walked around in your nun clothes and doing prayer all day, you didn't need to be a tiger out there to do your job. All you needed was to have a lifetime of cloistered prayer, quiet, beautiful, lovely, sacred time with God and you. Does that make you holier than anybody else? Hell no. And why is that? Because the life before that, I don't even want to tell you what you did. And you were making reparations from that lifetime before, or maybe 5 lifetimes before that. Sometimes we come in many, many lifetimes of just being outside of the mainstream world. In this lifetime, we're finding ourselves desiring to be outside of this 3D world because it is in a cleansing process right now that is very, very harsh and difficult to watch because people are going through the ringer. And it's tough to watch people we love going through this. Yeah. The consciousness that we have that is so pure and beautiful is always watching us. And that's what they were indicating on the video, to identify yourself with the witness of your life, the one that is untouched by it. which is the soul, just gathering information. It is untouched by what we go through every day. But in the end, the wisdom that we accumulate from our learning and putting that into action in the world and experiencing it, that wisdom is what's kept forever within that soul that we are. That's how we bring everything back to God that is good. It's remarkable. All of the religious teachings and stuff, they all had little hints of what we were really doing, you know? And once you start to understand things in a little different way, a little twist to it, we start to realize there's nobody outside ourselves that we're praying to. We're literally praying to the God energy that animates us, that's right inside us. We don't have to beg for anything. We just have to give ourselves permission to experience that divinity. You see? Oh my goodness, I didn't have the other light on. I'll put that on in a moment because it's making a shadow. So that video I felt was extremely powerful. It helped you to really understand you can do this. It's going to be something that you have to practice, though, really, to quiet yourself down. You need to have that time, that quiet time. I don't care if you work, you must give yourself that quiet time. Otherwise, you're always living in your head. I was with somebody today talking about business coming up at the association meeting on Saturday. This guy is so in his head, and he keeps thinking that he's not, but he is. And it's so painful to watch what it's doing to this person because he never allows himself to just be still and feel this incredible energy that he really is. And when I spoke words to him, tears filled up in his eyes because truth is truth. And I don't care where you are or what you think or what your status is. When somebody's speaking truth to you, you feel it deep, deep inside you. And it's a holy moment. This guy had the holiest moment that he's had in a long time since I probably got a hold of him last time. And it was beautiful and it was blessed. And I felt so good to watch those emotions coming up because his wife passed away suddenly on a mountaintop in Texas. And he still hasn't allowed himself to mourn at all. He just keeps busy so he won't feel. Well, that wasn't going to happen today because he was sitting with me. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a part of you so sacred and holy, and that's the part you need to connect with. Even if, let's say, you're working and you do get a break, use a portion of that break to just shut down everything. Just shut down all the thoughts, all the I gotta do's, just let it all go and just breathe. Just breathe. And honestly, the sensations that you're going to start feeling is like vibrations of light moving through your body. I feel it in my legs and my extremities when I'm really doing my prayers and I'm deep inside it. My prayers are silent. I'm not begging God for anything. I'm thanking God for everything. You see? Everybody's going through something, and that something was written in their plan for this exact moment that it happens. Yep. And as we allow life to bring us through everything with dignity and self-respect, and knowing that our prayers, our gratitude, our love, our focus, our words of helping people to look at the side of healing rather than the side of what's going on. You never, ever see anything but perfection. That's how a prayer works. That's what the universe understands, and that's what will manifest. So, we have a few minutes left. So, what that video was doing for, I'm sure, many, many people is to help you to get over the part where you can't shut off what he called the monkey mind, which that saying I heard in India, I heard it in Israel, I heard it everywhere in the world, that monkey running around in our brain. And sometimes I just listen to it and I have to laugh. It's like, what the heck? Who is that in there talking? It's really funny. And so get a good sense of yourself. Don't get angry and frustrated. Just get yourself together. Let it happen for a little while and say, okay, everything, that's it. I'm done. And it will stop. Because if you really mean it, nothing has command over your house but you, the divine one. And the more that you relate yourself to that divine part of you, the more that you get power in your words and actions. You do. Because you start to realize who you really are, that you're not just this person in a world that's really scary. You realize you can change the dynamics of your life just by changing your mind about how you think about it. You see your life perfect and holy and sacred, and that's exactly what it will be. But if you sit around thinking about everything that happened to you and having your pity party, it's going to continue because the universe doesn't, it's just literal. And whatever you say is what will be. So you think about what you want in your life and you make that what you say, think, and do. Make sure you focus on what you want, not the problem at hand. I always immediately, if there is a situation, I say to myself, I can fix this. I know exactly what to do, even if I don't have a clue. That's what I say to myself. And instantly, everything starts coming to me. Boom, 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 boom. And I know just what to do. Do you know people like that? Are any of you like that? I know some of you are really good when there's a need for action. Afterwards, we all fall apart, and that's okay too. Right? But when you're needed and there's a situation at hand, boy, those leaders that are here on this planet, boy, we can make that happen in 3.5. Yeah. So you hold true to that you have the answers to the questions, that you will know what to do and when to do it at the right moment. But always, always pause and ask the right questions inside or say the right things that are going to empower you because you are the master of the house. So with that, I'm going to go into the song then, and we can have segment 2. For those of you that are on, thank you so much for showing up this evening. We're going to continue segment 2, and then we'll do the planetary prayer. For those listening on YouTube, we welcome you to come and join us. If not, I hope that you enjoyed tonight's forum. And let's move on from here. Thank you so much, and God bless you. That song, The Echo That Knows My Name, that's your soul. That's who you talk to. That's who you ask the questions. Always there, never left, can't leave. That's who you really are. That's who you can depend on. That's who will love you and nurture you and guide you and never, ever send you in the wrong direction. Never. A beautiful song. I hope you listen to it again. It really felt good. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it.
And Barbara, can we have your closing statement, please?
Mhm. Access heaven. Only you can make this happen for yourself. Nobody is ever going to bring you to this place where you feel that divine, incredible love and peace that you can't even explain it. It feels so good. A lot of people wait for others to make it nice for them, to make them feel better, to encourage them to keep talking about the whole thing over and over, trying to get past the things that we came in to fix in our life, to heal, to release, to be free from the true freedom that only we can give ourselves. We're waiting for others. Good luck, because you'll be waiting till the next lifetime to wait. Take life by the horns and move in it with bravery, with conviction, with the sense of mightiness that you really are. If you can just picture your angels around you, your higher self guiding you, Jesus and Mary and everybody up there that you love and talk to, Archangel Michael with his mighty sword are always around you, there's nothing to be afraid of. You stand your ground. You ask the right questions, not out there. Don't ask other people. It's their opinion. Ask yourself, what do I need to do? What do I need to see? How should I handle this? I know I can do this. Encourage yourself because you are signaling the universe to support you. The universe is intelligence, is consciousness all around you. And that consciousness will respond. Remember, knock and the door shall open. In other words, you open up to the universe. You shall receive. Knock, ask, and you shall receive. This is what happens. It's not somebody doing this. The universe is responding to the voice of who? The mighty voice of God that lives and animates you. That's why every dark thing on the planet or coming in from other areas, they can't touch you and they know it, but they'll try. Because once you fall into fear, thinking, oh, something's happening to me, once you do that, you are lost. You can't hear the guidance. You can't respond. You take charge of the situation and watch the universe support you. If you believe this 100% and don't question this, but believe it, you have to keep practicing until you believe it so strongly that nobody can take that away from you. Like Robin said, she's seen so many miracles in her life. I'm sure you have too. It's just remarkable. It wasn't by accident. It happened exactly the way it was supposed to because somebody prayed for them. Somebody called for the universe to respond. And that should be you. You. That's your responsibility. The universe wants you to come into yourself. It does. It's not here to punish you, but if you believe you are a victim, you will be punished. That will be your life. And I'm telling you, I've seen it all these years that I've been conscious. I've watched this happen to myself, to the people I love around me, and outside of my circle. I watch it. I watched it all the time. And the more that I saw it, it started to register. Holy Christmas. They're not a victim. It's because of what they keep saying, what they keep doing, and what they believe. That's what's causing them to be in that position. It breaks you down. This constant living in fear or living in pain that isn't even happening anymore. And it starts breaking down your health. It breaks down your body. It's a weight that is so heavy that eventually you can't even carry it anymore. Until the day comes when you say, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't keep playing this tune in my head. I can't keep saying the same thing because it's not working. This is the time you practice right here in this realm. This is where you practice to earn your right to enter the higher planes, to raise your frequency to a point where you don't have to go through this anymore. No more. Think of life without all of these tests constantly happening. Think what that would feel like. Is that heaven on earth? It sure is. It sure is. No more sweating the big things or the little things. You just come to a place where you just say, this is going to resolve itself. This too shall pass. That was my famous saying. And Charlie would say to me, yeah, you're not the one going through this. I am. I said, you have to believe that. If you believe in the resolution of everything that you are put to task, if you believe that you can resolve it, you will, with the help of the universe, of your own higher self guiding you, every step of the way. Like that song said, there was nothing you went through that your soul didn't witness and watch and try in every way to whisper into your ear, don't step into the water. It's too hot. Don't go on the mountaintop without the proper equipment. Don't. And we did it anyway. In fact, if I was told when I was a teenager, if you told me no, you know exactly I was going to do it. Yeah, it really served me well. We can be as stubborn as we want. We can play the game as long as we want to play it. Or we can get real and say, you know what? I want the life that I have always dreamed I could have, where everything just happens so easily and everything falls into place. And that's the only way I want to live the rest of my life. And when I flub up, I don't beat myself up. I go, yeah, that's why that just happened to you. I'm telling you, it was nobody but you. It looked like it wasn't you, but it was you. So when we get real and honest, and we're not afraid to say, all right, I did do that. I did say that. I did think that. When you can be brave enough to admit that, now I'm telling you, you have taken a giant step. No more denial. It doesn't work. You can make believe all you want, but it isn't what you're saying. It's what you're feeling. You open yourself up to feel on the deepest levels. Yes, it hurts sometimes. It sure does. But when you come through it, that fire burns it off. And you have come to a whole new place, never having to go through that fire again once you take it to the fullness. It is the miracle that you are. You create your own miracles. You do. It looks like a miracle, but it's really what is the truth. Everything responds to you because you are not this body with a personality. You are so much more. You are God in action if you allow yourself to be. Yeah. I choose that path because I know that when I'm in the Barbara mode, it isn't working out as well as it could. In fact, sometimes it's really not working out, but I can laugh about it now. I used to really be hard on myself, expect perfection all the time. Ow. But I don't do that to myself anymore. If we can't love ourselves and forgive ourselves, how can we do it for others? We can't really do it. Everything you expect outside yourself, you must do it inside yourself first. It's the law. It's one of the divine laws. That's why when you try to tell people what they should be doing because this is what you know would be to help them, how many people have you tried to help? And they can't hear you. Were you doing it for yourself first? Were you actually practicing what you preached? Because if you don't, you have no power and they can't hear you. They can't hear you. There's no power in your voice. You said the words, it went in one ear and out the other. When you speak and you guide someone, you're the one that's supposed to be listening. It's for you. Isn't that remarkable? And if you take your own advice, you'd be surprised how your life will start really turning in the direction that you're trying to steer it. But your higher self will always bring you back to places where you have blocks or you haven't understood clearly or you haven't used the energy properly. So please be patient and understand when things go wrong. We call it wrong. It's not wrong. It's exactly what we need to go through at that moment. And you can clean it up pretty quick. So, on that note, I am going to close for the evening. We will go do the planetary visualization and call it a night. Thank you so much for being on tonight. This was so important. Really, it's such important information. And when we share our lives with each other in segment 2, it's so meaningful because a lot of us are going through the same thing and we just didn't feel like speaking about it. So thank you for those that share. I really, really appreciate it. There's nothing to hide from anybody. We're all going through, right? So much, so much. And sharing it takes some of the burden off so we can pray for you and know that you need us as much as we need you. Right. Thank you. And we'll close now.
Thank you, Barbara. Please remain muted as I read our closing prayer. We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention and for your wonderful questions, comments, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. We know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. So be it.
So be it.
We invite you all to remain for a 10-minute prayer before saying goodnight to each other. We will be closing the evening with a planetary prayer as our collective call for the light to bless every kingdom upon the earth to create a new heaven and a new earth. The words are on the screen to help you recite this beautiful prayer. Christine, if you could start our planetary visualization, please.
Everybody mute if you would.
So let's sit nice and tall in our seats, our feet on the ground. Straighten up your spine. Let that light be able to move nicely through your body. Feel your feet on the floor. Call up that light into your feet, up your legs, the trunk of your body, your arms, hands, up your neck and in your head as it loops back down into the earth, through your body, out the soles of your feet in a continuous flow. Let's begin setting everything into motion. I call for the divine Christ radiance to surround me, hermetically sealing around me. Nothing but love can penetrate this seal of divine light. I call for the divine light to enter my crown directly from source, moving through every atom, molecule, cell, and energy within my body and fields. The flow of divine light moves through my body into the earth, out through the soles of my feet, continuing in a steady flow and building in potency. I ask my higher self to connect my heart with the other prayer warriors all over the world, to create a unified effort as one mind, one heart, one intent. I call to the benevolent beings of light for their assistance. I ask my higher self to add power to the words of this planetary visualization. Now let us rest in the divine light, concentrating on our breath and on the light flowing. Let it clear your mind, breathing in the divine light and hold it. Now breathe out the divine light. Breathing in the divine light, hold it. Now breathe out the divine light. One last time, breathing in the divine light, hold it. Now breathe out all the divine light. Extending your arms, turn the palms of your hands to face each other, about a foot apart. Visualize the earth and her atmosphere between your hands. The light will begin to flow into your hands and into the earth and her atmosphere. You'll feel it flowing. Let us call in the divine light. I am calling the violet ray as violet fire to flow directly from source into the Earth's atmosphere, penetrating into the Earth's surface all the way through to the core in a steady flow. I am calling the divine Christ radiance to move through my body, out through my hands and heart. The divine light is pouring into the Earth's atmosphere, penetrating the surface and continuing to the center of the planet in a steady flow, blessing the Earth in divine light. Now let us direct the divine light with authority. I am directing the divine light into the planetary grid lines, the electronic grid and meridian lines surrounding the Earth, the ley lines crisscrossing the Earth. repairing and charging these lines as the divine light moves in a continuous flow. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the kingdoms represented on earth and all life within each kingdom, the elemental, plant and food chain, the animal kingdom, human kingdom, angelic kingdom, and all kingdoms known and unknown. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the dimensions of the earth, penetrating these dimensions and all life within each dimension. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the waters of the earth, on the surface, under the surface, in the atmosphere, and all life within these waters, purifying the water as God intended in the beginning. I am directing the divine light to penetrate all land masses, the continents and islands of land upon the earth's surface, and all life living upon the surface and under the surface. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the cities, towns, and communities upon the land, and all life living within inhabited locations on the earth. I am directing divine light to penetrate all of humanity on earth, every man, woman, and child incarnated on earth, lifting them in the light, awakening and ascending ever higher as divine source intended from the beginning. I am directing the divine light to penetrate all species of animals on the land, flying in the sky, all organisms and elementals on the surface and beneath the surface of the earth. I am visualizing the benevolent beings of light upon the earth, assisting all humanity, showing us the way, guiding us, assisting those awakened, and embracing those just awakening, leading humanity to a higher reality and to bring the concepts of a higher order of divine love for yourself and others. Now breathing deeply, taking in the entire picture of all that you have visualized, marveling as you help create a new heaven and a new earth, filled with divine light, as divine source intended from the beginning. Let us express our gratitude. I am thanking the benevolent beings of light for their assistance and guidance. I thank my higher self for giving power to my words, manifesting my divine vision. I thank the divine light for its steady flow of purity to all creation. I thank Mother Earth for providing all of our needs from her abundance and beauty. I thank the angels in every color of the rainbow for their daily assistance and blessings. And I thank our divine source for all of creation. Concentrating on your hands as that light is pouring into the earth. And now place your hands upon your heart and feel the divine flow of light, giving thanks for being of service to our divine source. Now rest your arms. Press your feet to the floor. Become aware of your surroundings. And when you are feeling ready, open your eyes and return fully present. This visualization and directives of light is to co-create and manifest the transformation of our planet, giving back to her for all she offers to us. This is God's plan for this planet and all life upon her. So be it, and so it is. Amen and amen. You can have a copy of this visualization and a prayer to cleanse the earth. Visit our website, ourdivineorigin.com. Thank you.
Okay. Christine, don't forget to stop the recording.